Welcome back to my channel, House of KBJ. I am your host, Kelsee Briana Jai, and it has been such a long time since I created a video on this channel, and I miss this channel. This channel is super special to me because it is a home away from home. If you guys don't know, I create content on YouTube on Kelsee Briana Jai, beauty related content, and I started this channel because initially I thought that Kelsee Briana Jai, my original channel, was messed up and I needed a fresh start, and so I started this channel as a means to basically reset, restart, and create new content that was fresh for my dedicated Kel-Bells who came over and were rocking with me over here. But what ended up happening was that I went on about a 4.5-year sabbatical, and I did not intentionally do that. I had every intention on creating content consistently over here and just starting over. But what ended up happening was that I just got burned out and I stopped creating content pretty much all around. And you know, I didn't really mean to do that. I just took a step back one day and then I never stepped back into it. But now I am here to share some updates about what I want to be doing, and also to introduce you guys to one of the endeavors that I have been involved in while I haven't been creating content online. You guys saw the title, KBJ Atelier. That is basically what I have poured my heart and soul into since I have not been creating content. And KBJ Atelier is my pre-loved curated fashion collection that I have been working on for about 4.5 years, and I have sourced every single piece for KBJ Atelier myself. It just kind of started because, you know, I was a little bit burned out on the beauty end of it and the content creation of it, because I have been trying to make certain things work, and then, you know, with certain devastations happening and the world changing and me turning 30, you know, I talked about it more so in my video on Kelsee Briana Jai. If you want to get into the nitty gritty of that, go check that video out. But during that time, I just felt like I needed to do something fresh and just get away from that. And so I always had a passion for pre-loved fashion. And that rhymed. And so I just leaned into that during that time because we were fresh out of the pandemic. And I'm like, I cannot continue to do what I did for the past 11 years. I need something fresh. And so I've always had a passion, like I said, for pre-loved fashion. I feel like it's just really cool to be able to have unique pieces that you don't see every day. And initially I was more so honed into vintage pieces and archival pieces, which I still love, but I kind of expanded it into designer pieces and just overall pieces that I think are cool in general. And I wanted to figure out a way to offer them to people in a way, and so I decided to do eBay. And I selected eBay because eBay is a global resale site, and they have millions and millions of people who visit the site every single day. It's a household name. You guys are familiar with it. And so I said, you know what, I can get these pieces from all over, put it on my eBay, and I think that it would be fun to have a personal collection that I curated. And so it went from that to me curating pieces for vintage stores, also for individual people. And so I was curating all these pieces, and I'm like, you know what, not to toot my own horn, but I'm good at this. This is something that I can see myself doing. Like, it fulfills something in me that was almost, what's the word I'm looking for? Like cave woman, like, you know, like the hunter and the gatherer. And I'm like, I'm finding these things and I'm saving them, and I'm saving them from the landfill, and it's giving these pieces a second life. But I felt like initially I didn't know if I wanted to share it online because, one, I already had shared my passion for makeup online for the past decade plus, and I'm like, that kind of ended up with me burning out. if I share this online, will I burn out if I just am doing it for content? Like, do I just want to keep this as my own thing, something that I like to do? Or do I want to share it and basically share it in my own way? So it's not a thing of me constantly feeling like I have to create content. The content just is created organically. So I decided I can create the content organically, and I felt like it would just be fun to share it and to share it with you guys. And so I decided to launch KBJ Atelier. And so with me doing that, I decided to go with eBay because, like I said, eBay is a global platform. Everybody knows it. But I've always kind of been on the ledge. Do I want to, of course, keep my eBay? But then do I also want to add, in addition to that, whatnot? Because that can lend into my background of being on social media for all these years. You guys, I've been in front of the camera the majority of my life. And then specifically, I've been on YouTube for 11 years and I've gone live. I've made all this content. Like, I've produced. At this point, I feel like I should get the title of director and executive producer, because if you all have ever created long form content or any type of content that is super intentional, then you know that it gets tricky, it gets specific. And so I'm like, okay, whatnot pairs the two. Would that be something that you all would be interested in? And so I'm doing my first show today. I am doing my first show today. If you guys do not know what it is, Whatnot is a live selling platform. So basically what you do, you showcase pieces and you run it and you're able to bid on it in real time. And so you can start the pieces at a certain price. Everything that I will be showcasing in my sale today will be starting at $5. And then from there, it can either sell for $5 or whatever you guys bid it up to. So I just feel like that would be fun because it adds back in the socialization element of what I do in this realm. And so I wanted to do that because I felt like it would be fun and it would add you guys back into the mix, because I do miss being in front of the camera and I do miss the interaction. But I also really love pre-loved fashion and reselling and the curating. I just think that that's another passion of mine. And so to be able to pair those two together, why not? So I wanted to make this video to share with you guys about what KBJ Atelier is, how you can find it, how you can see some of the pieces. I will have my eBay links below, the Whatnot links below, a link for you guys to sign up for Whatnot, because you do have to sign up for it. And I want to say you get a little something if you click through my link. This is not sponsored. This is organically something that I am interested in. Now, if they want to sponsor me in the future, cool. But this is not sponsored. This is not that. This is just something that I have had a genuine interest in. And that has been basically what I've been doing in the back end and not being in front of the camera, because I just kind of got burnt out on the camera. But I miss the camera. I love the camera. I love the creative process of creating content. But after taking the break, I had to figure out a way to do it in a way that made sense to me. And then with me coming back to House of KBJ, I do want to share more on this channel about KBJ Atelier and my processes and some of the things that I found, and just pre-loved fashion in general, archival pieces. And I feel like with Law Roach and Zendaya making archival pieces and method dressing so popular, because that's something that I have been doing for years, but of course I don't have access to the couture and the one-on-one pieces that they do. And then Zendaya has the model figure to fit it, you know what I'm saying? So it's a different story. But because I don't have access to that, I wanted to figure out how I can do this in my own way. And just finding these pieces and bringing them to you is my contribution to pre-loved fashion. And I just think that world is so cool, and it's its own ecosystem that people don't even know. You have no idea the community that I have built in that world, the friends that I have and the experiences that I've had. You know, it would be cool sometimes if I share some of the things, but now that I want to talk to you guys about it and introduce you guys to it, I will. I will, because I'm coming back to the internet in a social capacity. And so I do want to share some things, because y'all, I have 150,000 pictures and videos in my phone because I didn't stop creating. I just kind of stopped sharing. And so I missed that, and I wanted to share a new lens in 2026. I just felt like it was time for me to do something different. And not saying that I won't still create beauty content, because I will. So if you want to subscribe to me on Kelsee Briana Jai, definitely go over there. I will still always create beauty content, but on this channel I want to share more about lifestyle and fashion and cooking and just overall different interests that I have. And specifically, I want to share with you guys about KBJ Atelier, because that is my baby. So like I said, if you want to catch me and hang with me on Whatnot tonight, I will have a link down below. I don't know what you get if you sign up through my link. Let me look. Give new buyers a $15 credit to shop your shows. So if you sign up through my link, you get a $15 credit to shop my shows. And then you can follow me on there, KBJ Atelier, and you can bookmark my next show. I already have my show starting. It starts today at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And you can go in and you can see some of the things that I already have loaded, because I tried to load it up to show y'all some of the things that I have. And then you can kind of just hang out. Even if you don't get anything, even if you don't bid on anything, you can hang out with me, because it's always fun to see y'all's faces. So that is everything that I wanted to share with you guys. Definitely make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you want to see more content from me, the lifestyle, the fashion, KBJ Atelier, vlogs, cooking, all of the fun things. And then of course, join me tonight on Whatnot if you want to see some of the things that I will have going live that you can bid on, and just see where we go in this journey. So I hope that you all enjoy. I will check you all in my next video. Smooches. Links to everything in the description box. Bye.